Let me start with why 211 is such an important partner for the city. And I want to illustrate it with a story. In the fall of 2008, we began to get information that we were going to get hit with a huge snowstorm that winter. And in fact, we got an unprecedented storm. And the city has an emergency management team that actually contracts with weather services, so we get pretty good intel on this. And in early December, we knew that by mid-December we were going to have a problem. One of the things I learned as the new housing commissioner is that we had lots of emergency plans to deal with lots of situations. But the one plan that we had never developed was one to deal with the 1,600 people who sleep on the street every night, who, if you think about it, in the middle of a snowstorm, are the most at-risk people in our community. So we had no plan. And over a couple-week period, the city developed their first emergency action plan to deal with homeless individuals and families. And we pulled together the A-team of community partners to make it happen. The Red Cross, the faith community, nonprofits throughout the city, the Fire Bureau and our firefighters, the Water Bureau, city and county employees, and 211. At the core of what we needed to do when the snowstorm did hit was we needed to have a reliable service that people could call to get the information. Because you see, the network that we established of warming centers and shelters and emergency centers, and the network of firefighters and people in cars and good-spirited volunteers and the Red Cross, that network would not have been successful if there wasn't a single point that you could enter to find out where you could go to get shelter and services during the storm. And so we partnered with 211, and they performed magnificently. And as you probably have heard, during the course of one of the worst winter storms in record, we did not lose a single person on the streets because they were unable to find shelter. And I want to tell you that as proud as I am of that accomplishment, the Portland Tribune, when they did their year-end wrap-up of what happens, and as we know, the Portland Tribune's a little snarky, was filled with a lot of backhanded compliments about various things. But they listed as the #1 positive accomplishment of 2009, which I guess they treated this as 2008-2009, as what they called shelter from the storm, which was the city-county mobilization to save people's lives during the storm. And 211 was front and center in that effort. So would you join me again in thanking the good folks at 211?